Recycle Pro. I'm going to share with you my knowledge to simplify recycling at home and work. Why should you listen to me? I'm a state certified recycling professional with over 25 years experience in environmental regulation. I am making these videos because I care about our environment. Many people continue to put the wrong items in their recycling containers. Glass and plastics tend to be the most confusing. This confusion is resulting in negative consequences at our recycling facilities. In this episode of Recycle Pro, I'm going to break down this category and make it easier to understand. Although these plastic containers look similar, they are not the same. These containers are no longer considered recyclable at most single-stream recycling facilities. Why? Because they're difficult to separate out from other recyclables, they are often contaminated with food residue, and because of the changes in the instability in recycling markets, they no longer represent sustainable value. So if you can't find another use for these containers, they belong in your regular trash. Now these containers, on the other hand, represent strong sustainable value, and these are the ones we want to capture in our single-stream recycling program. You may say, how can I tell the difference between the two? The easiest way to tell the difference, bottles, jugs, and jars will have a more narrow opening at the top and likely threading for the caps. As you can see, these containers are wide at the top. So some programs include caps on the bottles and some do not. So unless otherwise informed, it's best just to remove the caps and throw them in your regular trash. There's no need to remove the plastic rings or the labels from containers. However, you do need to empty the containers and rinse them prior to putting them in with your other recyclables. The second part of this category is glass. The only glass you want to include in your single-stream recycling are bottles, jugs, and jars. That's it. Make sure they're empty and rinsed before they go in with your other recyclables. All caps must be removed and thrown in your regular trash. The only exceptions in this category are bottles, jugs, and jars that contain hazardous substances, such as herbicides, pesticides, solvents, paints, and automotive fluids, like oil and antifreeze. Here's a small sample of what these containers could look like. If the containers are empty, simply screw the cap back on the top and you can throw the whole container in your regular trash. However, if they're not empty and you no longer wish to use what remains in the container, contact your local or state environmental agency for proper disposal instructions. In fact, in many states, there are free and convenient drop-off programs for household hazardous waste. Here are some examples of the various types of glass and plastics that people continue to put in their single-stream recycling. As you can see, not a single item on this table fits into the category of bottles, jugs, or jars. So when it comes time for you to get rid of something and you can't find a new use for it, you have to ask yourself a simple question. Is it a bottle, jug, or a jar? Is this flower pot a bottle, jug, or jar? Is this snow shovel a bottle, jug, or a jar? Is this noodle a bottle, jug, or jar? No, it is not. So therefore it belongs in the regular trash. Also, bubble wrap, not a bottle, jug, or jar. Plastic bags, even if they have the chasing arrow recycling symbol on them, it's not a bottle, jug, or jar. Now, sometimes, even something like this shows up at a single-stream recycling facility. And this is most certainly not a bottle, jug, or jar. Remember to never put your recyclables in plastic bags. Plastic bags and their contents will not end up being recycled at most single-stream recycling facilities. I hope this helps eliminate the confusion. The vast majority of single-stream recycling facilities only want glass and plastic bottles, jugs, and jars. That's it. If you follow this simple rule, you'll easily be able to determine what belongs in your recycling and what belongs in your trash. So until next time, have a good one.